Good morning guys, hope you're all well. So I'm starting this vlog with the RT cam because Lee, my videographer, is not up here yet. It's very early here in Refeed, Nottinghamshire. As you can see, I'm in my home gym and I've just finished up my cardio. So fasted cardio has been implemented for the last 16 weeks of my prep. We are 3 weeks out, or just under 3 weeks out. So I'm doing an hour steady state and then about 20 to 30 minutes posing practice after my AM cardio and my PM weight training. So quite a lot of posing practices going into this prep, and there's a reason for that, but I'm not going to tell you too much about it, but stay tuned. I will talk about it more after the Arnold, but it's exciting and I'm excited to explain and talk to you about it. But anyway, I don't want to give too much away. So I've had, I don't know if you can see in the background, I've had my Nutri-Greens, my EAAs, which I still class as fasted. Some people out there don't, and I completely respect that because I am technically taking calories in and I'm not in a fasted state. But for me, I will always class that as fasted until I've had my first solid complex meal. That's when I'm not fasted from then on. But today's an exciting day. I'm not just on here ranting for any reason. Today is a refeed day for me, and it's the first one I'm doing on this prep. And as you all know, I'm prepping myself now. I have no coach, I'm looking after myself. I've been in the game for 20 years, I've been competing for 10 of those. And I just felt I'm at that stage of my life where I feel like I've learned how my body adapts and how it changes, and I want to do it myself. I want to know, I want to see if I can prep myself. And I know in my hearts of hearts I can, I've got the confidence to do it now. And certain things, I'm not talking negative, but certain things in between me and my old coach, we just clashed a little bit, and it's really difficult when you're on prep, when you're just not in tune with like the direction of which you're trying to go. So for me, this prep so far has been amazing. It's been very, very difficult. It's been very challenging. I have a family to contend with now, whereas back in the old days, it was just me, myself and I, so I could be very selfish, but I'm not that guy anymore. I'm a married man and a dad, and those are a huge deal to me. So it's still no excuses. I am making it work. It's just, like I say, a few more challenges on this prep. That being said, I'm exactly where I want to be 3 weeks out. I'm happy with where we're at, which I don't often say. But this past, I'd say 4 or 5 days, my body, it's not that it's not responding, it's just very weak. When I go to bed at night, I'm absolutely exhausted, which is normal when you're on prep. But when I'm waking up, I'm just as exhausted. So it's like the days are rolling into one. I'm not refueling or re-energizing or getting the rest I need in order to restart my day. And my metabolism is at the stage now where I can feel it. My leptin levels need boosting. I need my metabolism to kickstart again, and that's what refeeds are all about. And you need to be sensible in when you're going to have them, and you need to know your body well enough that it's not just that the hunger's talking, it is actually your body not responding, and that's where we're at. So today I'm going to show you what I typically do on a refeed day. And this is major. So there's a lot of food going in today. I have high carbs anyway. My metabolism is very fast, so I require high carbs anyway. But this is a whole new level of high carbs for me anyway. And also, I'm introducing some saturated fats and some normal essential fats also as well on top of what I normally take. This again, I just touched on it a little minute ago, is to boost my leptin levels as well as like my metabolism, get everything fired up. So yes, it could be a struggle today with how much I'm trying to put in, but we're going to take you on the journey. I'm going to show you each meal, break it down, show you how I'm going to be training. I am training, but it'll have to be after meal 2, so there won't be a huge difference at that because there'll only be 2 meals gone in. But if I train later on with a full amount of carbs in, then that would have been a different story. But it is what it is. I'm sticking to the plan. I'm not deviating for anything or anybody. It's selfish mode. 3 weeks to bring my best and to show you guys that Ryan Terry is not done, and there's a new me. And yeah, I'm looking forward to showing you. And I'm going to stop blabbering on. Meal 1, we're coming for you. So we're going to go into meal 1 now. We've got Alf in the background, so if you hear all this noise, it's him playing in the background. But the first meal is still going to be the same meal as I normally have. but it's just gonna be a big increase. So we've got 150 grams of carbs going in, where typically I'm on 100 now. We've got 50 grams of flaked almonds or almond butter going in, which is normally 20. There's Alfie chirping in. We've got 50 grams of blueberries going in, so I've just chucked all over the floor, instead of 30. And then with the protein's gonna stay the same. Throughout the day, the protein will stay the same. If not, it might even dip down. If my digestion is becoming a bit difficult, I will take my protein down, because today is all about saturated fats, essential fats, and most importantly, carbs. So I'm gonna get on with it, and then I'll show you the finished product before I smash it. Have it, guys. I know it doesn't look too appealing in a fruit bowl, mixing bowl, but that is a lot, and I cannot wait to devour it. Can we, Alfie? Guys, so we're on to meal 2. It's 10:45. I train at 12, so it's a good hour before we train. And as you know, massive refeed today. I'm really hungry, even though that was a big breakfast meal at 8 o'clock. I'm absolutely starving again, and I'm getting the shakes, so definitely time to eat. The next meal is just nice and simple: chicken, rice, and asparagus, so a typical bodybuilding diet. We've got 200 grams of chicken breast, which again, I said before my breakfast meal, but my protein won't change throughout today. It's only my carbs and fat sources that are going to change. So we're going to increase my saturated fats by putting burgers in today, a lot more red meat. We're also going to be putting some whole eggs in there to get some saturates from the yolks. But now we're going to keep it basic, because we want to get fast acting carbs into the body, ready for a big session in an hour's time. Right guys, so meal 2 has settled now. We're going to head down to the gym in the next 15 minutes, so I'm going to get all my pre, intra, post-workout shakes done. Up until today, I've been on 0 carbs intra and pre, and I've had 100 grams post-workout via multidextrin. Today we're upping it, so we're going 50 grams pre, 50 grams intra, and 100 grams post. So we're effectively doubling my my input of carbs around training. We've got creatine monohydrate, which I've been taking intra. We're down to about 3 grams now. I started on 6, loaded up, and I'll take that out about a week out from show day. So we're 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks out, so that'll still stay in. We've got the Impact Whey, which is a whey isolate, or sorry, a whey protein concentrate, very low in carbs. Chocolate orange is mine and Amy's favourite, so that's a winner post-workout. Got BCAAs, which is intra and pre. Liquid L-carnitine before we start training. That's, if anybody doesn't know what that is, that's going to help, one, with energy, and it's going to help basically use stored fats as energy. So it's going to break down stored fats, and we can utilise that whilst we're training. The pump, which is something I desperately need at the minute. I've been struggling without that, but hopefully today we should get a decent pump with the influx of carbs, and then I'm going to have a little bit of a pre-workout, but not too much, so we'll have half a scoop of that, which is 100 grams of caffeine, something like that. I always mix my supplements together, because if you're trying to do this individually, it's near on impossible, because you've got that much going in. So yeah, I don't want to be all day taking different powders and trying to think about it methodically. So for me, chuck it all in 3 shakes around training, done. Keep it simple. And as well, a lot of supplementation is taken around training for the absorption rate. Obviously, I would prefer to get all my supplementation, nutrition through food, solid food, but that's not possible to the degree or the level I want. And especially when I'm training, I want to get it in as quick as possible. So in and around training, supplementation is key, absolute key. Like a whey protein or an isolate concentrate, that'd be in the system and in the body within an hour of you consuming it, and it'll be working, replenishing the broken down muscle fibers you've got, whereas a solid meal would take 3 to 4 hours to digest. So yeah, it just helps. Yeah, you copying? You copying, Daddy? the last time I spoke to you, the last time I sat down and gave you an update on where I was at the lifting club. We was 5-6 weeks out. And I was at a crossroad because I knew I wasn't where I wanted to be, but I was trying to come in bigger, something different, and have a little bit of a different game plan. And I'm not sure why I was doing that, because it's not me, and I'll never be the biggest guy on stage. And doing that and coming away from what I've always been good at, which is like focusing on condition and stuff, was only ever going to really hinder me, and mentally I wasn't where I wanted to be. And I told you about my coach, my ex-coach, who I've been with for 10 years. He retired out of the game and whatnot. I asked for his advice to just come in and be honest with me. Like, he was a guy who never sugarcoated anything. He was brutal, and they're the people you need in your corner. And I just wanted him to come and have a look. Like I say, he's out of the game, and he basically just didn't even have to say anything. He just let me hit a back shot, grabbed my back fat, like really grabbed it, and was basically said, "You've got work to do." And that was the green light, what I needed to hear for me to really get in the trenches and really start grafting. So since then, it's been about just under 2 weeks, I'd say, since then. And we have been working, really, really working. And although it's been difficult, I've loved every minute of it. It's back how I used to train. It's back how I used to diet when I first started competing, and just that mental battle. But although it being really hard, it's still being a positive. Being so exhausted that I couldn't finish emails without falling asleep, and I had to cancel photo shoots and stuff because I just haven't got the energy. And that does sound not very good, but at the same time, I know that I'm pushing myself to my limits, and I know come show day, I will have given everything I wanted to it. Some people might think it's drastic, some people it's over the top and you don't need to go that far, but for me mentally, I do. That's where I need to be. So we've implemented that, been very low carb, low calories, and we've dropped, I'd say, near on 9-10 pounds, but I'm unsure of that. Don't quote me on that, because old school, I've stopped weighing myself, I've stopped doing my caliper readings, I've stopped just everything. All I'm focusing on is eating, sleeping, training, that's about it, and posing practice. And yeah, 3 weeks out, we are there, we're nearly ready, I'm happy with where we're at. And today is about refeeding because of that. I don't want to go too far and just keep eating to muscle and going catabolic, and my body's at that stage now where we're very close to going catabolic. When I'm training, I'm not getting pumped, I'm exhausted first thing in the morning, which you shouldn't really be. You should still have a bit of energy from sleeping through the night. So yeah, we're halfway through the day, I'm carbing up. As you can see, I'm blabbering, talking, which means I've got more energy, and it's all going well. That's it, chest done. As you can see, getting leaner. The carbs were utilised quite well. I've only had 2 meals, but I definitely felt a good pump today. Got triceps done first because that's one of my weaker muscle groups, so I wanted to emphasise and put my focus on the triceps first. You could see I faded very quickly, which is to be expected 3 weeks out from a show. Done my condition check then. Happy with where things are. Still need improvements, but that's obviously the competitive side in me. My chariot weights, we are going to go for meal 3 now, and we're going to carry on the carb up. And yeah, I'm excited for this, I'm hungry. So, 100 grams of multidextrin, and we've got 40 grams of impact whey protein in this. We're talking about meal 3 now. Meal 3. So, I touched on earlier about it's not only going to be a carb up day, refeed day, it's also going to be saturated fats and essential fats. We're increasing that to help with my leptin levels and reset them as well. So meal 3 is going to be lean steak burgers. This is 85%, so there's still 15% fat in this, so they're not extra lean steak. We've got 230 grams, which is ample amount, so we'll have both of those burgers. what was I going to say about it? Yeah, like I say, we're having 2 red meat meals today, so I'll have steak later on. And then we've got potatoes. I'm going to make them into chips. We're going to add some fats to them, coconut oil. So I'm going to cook them in coconut oil. 500 grams. So if I have white potato at the minute, it'll be 200 max. So we're going for 500 grams in cooked weight. Some of you may know this already, but cooked weight and uncooked weight is very similar in potato. Like they don't really lose much weight between being cooked. So, and then I'll probably have some asparagus with it. Meal 3, let's do this. Oh, the wife's coming. Hello, okay. Oh, he's awake, and the son. He was fast asleep. He's pushed the door open. Hello, lad. Hello, young man. We're having potatoes. We're having chips. Chips. So yeah, my favourite meal of the day is, I would say my breakfast with my oats, because it's the only sweet meal I have. Then I'd say salmon. And it's weird because me and Amy have both said this. When I'm dieting, salmon, I really look forward to. It's my last meal of the day and it's really tasty and I enjoy it. As soon as I finish prepping, and Amy was the same when she finished prepping, just couldn't touch it. Just absolutely couldn't even stand the smell of it in the house. But yet when I'm dieting, I look forward to it all day. Crazy. So, this is my new godsend. It's a bit of an old one, it's a dry fryer, but absolute game changer. Amy's mum and dad gave us theirs. How long ago was it, babe? Six? Yeah, I think a bit longer, yeah, about 5-6 weeks ago. Oh, absolute game changer. The last 6 weeks I've enjoyed every meal, cooked them quite fresh each day. Beautiful. Game changer. He's well out of it. What? How am I going to get 500 on there? That's only 275, no way. Hey man, there's no way I can get 500 on there. Look at that, that's impossible. I have to do it at 400. There's no way I can get 500 on there. That's playing with my head, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, you imagine you've restricted your calories and then you get that, you get given that. It's a bit like, whoa. But I have agreed, I'm doing it, so let's go. This next part is about family life. I've touched on it a little bit, but I've not obviously gone into mass detail, but this is my first official prep. I was prepping for the Olympia when little man was like 12 weeks old, but I got a get out of free jail card because I went to Dubai for the last 6 weeks of my prep. So I wasn't really affected by having a newborn in the house, but I was very fortunate with that. So now this is my first official prep, having to balance family life with prepping, and I've got to admit it has been hard, really hard. I wouldn't have it any other way, and my main priority and my job in life is now a dad, a husband, and then a competitor, and it will always be that way. But that being said, it's still doable. It's just having to be more proactive, more structured in your training, your day-to-day stuff. So Alfie has been amazing. The last couple of weeks he has really struggled. He's caught a few viruses, a few hand, foot and mouth disease, ear infection, and it's just been a nightmare with his sleep patterns because of it. He's not been able to eat, and we've had scary nights. So I'd say the last 7 days we've had a couple of hours sleep each night, and anybody knows it when you're competing or when you're prepping, or any bodybuilder, sleep is so important, and the closer you get to a show, the more fatigued the more rest you need, the lower body fat you need, the immune system's lower. So it has been challenging with no sleep. But Amy, my wife, has stepped up. She's been absolutely phenomenal, trying to take the nights on. Even though I'm awake with her, she's the one physically getting out of bed and taking the reins on that. So I massively thank her for that. He's now, touch wood, just starting to come out of the illnesses and whatever. So fingers crossed the next 3 weeks I'll be able to get some sleep. Right guys, so we're moving on to meal 4, even though I'm still extremely full. It's now 6 p.m, so we're coming into the evening time, so we're going to be carrying on with the fats. I'm going for salmon fillets, around 220 grams, and then we're going to go for sweet potato. I haven't really typically had sweet potato on this prep, but there are benefits to sweet potato. It is a low GI, so it's a bit more slow releasing. We're going to go for 500 grams again. I'm going to do it in chip form. We're going to add some, I'd say coconut oil for this one, just to put some trans fats in there as well. I will have flaxseed oil with this as well, just a scoop of it, again to increase the fats. That's my son, he's getting very aggy, he's getting hungry. It's nearly dinner time for him, or tea time for him. But yeah, like I say, the carb up so far is going well. Touch wood, my stomach is digesting it okay, which I was a bit fearful of, a bit worried about, because obviously I'm not used to this volume of food, but all is okay, all is good. And we're gonna make the most of this extra carbs tomorrow on leg day. Guys, I know I've said this a million times before, but if you want to check out Muscle Food, I'm going to put the link in the description below so it takes you straight to it. I have got a code, I think it's Ryan, gives you £5 off your order, but honestly, they provide every meat source you can imagine. My recommendation is the fillet steaks, the salmon fillets, the 250 salmon fillets, and the chicken breast. They're all winners. Right guys, so meal 4 is, like I said, 500 grams of sweet potato. Like, this is quite difficult mentally because I've been so used to eating so little for so long now. To look at that, that's probably something I would eat over 4 or 5 meals, 6 meals. So to eat it in one sitting, yeah, can play with your mind a little bit, but I know the benefits to a refeed and how vital they are when you're at this stage of prep. So I'm sticking to the plan, I'm getting it done. So in previous years, and obviously when I was younger, my why and my motivation was quite selfish, quite self-inflicted. It was just wanted to be the best in the world at what I did. But now I'm a family man, and my why is definitely making my son proud and my wife proud and providing for them. They're my family, and so far that has been my motivation in this last 10, 11 weeks. And I can't wait, and I'm visualizing winning the Arnold Classic in 3 weeks' time and holding my son up, if I'm allowed to, on the stage and just getting a massive smile out of him. And even had some shorts made and designed in his honour. So this will be his business when he's older. Hopefully, if he wants it. If he doesn't, I'll keep it. But when he's 18, we've got Alta, which is Alfie Lewis Terry Aesthetics, and I'll be wearing his board shorts on the Arnold Classic stage in 3 weeks' time. And there you have it, meal 4. So we're at 6 o'clock now. I'm gonna smash this, which is meal 4. Alfie, as you can see, is having his tea as well. We're gonna bath, bed him, and then I'm gonna come back to you guys for meal 5, which is a little bit later on, about 9 o'clock before my bed. And that'll be on RT camera because Lee is going home. He ain't staying here all evening. Hello guys, right, so I have got to apologise. I've had absolute stinkers, and it just shows I've got diet brain at the minute, because I wanted to do a full day of eating, refeeding, and as you can see up to this point, you will have seen all the 4 meals beforehand, and everything I was doing up to this point. Not gonna lie, the moment Lee left, my digestive tract was in a serious mess from the amount of calories I was trying to consume, the amount of volume, which my stomach hasn't been used to for a fair few weeks. So instead of filming the last meal, I just got myself in a state, and I actually had to go for a walk to see if I could ease the pain on my stomach. That's how bad my stomach was from eating the volume of food. It was blown up like an egg. I was very gassy, just very uncomfortable, couldn't sit down, lie down, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to sleep that night, so I had to go and pace the streets and try and make some room and try and like ease, shall we say, the pain. So filming was not on the top of the list. So I'm going to apologise, but you've seen up to this point what I was eating, and then it just went downhill from here. But the last meal was 220 grams of ribeye steak. So all the rest of the days have been fillet steaks. That meal was a ribeye steak, just purely because we needed to increase the fats, and every bit of that steak was eaten. So all the fat, the gristle, the crap, all of it was eaten, because that was the whole point of having a ribeye instead of a fillet steak. By the way, I'm just feeding little man here, so if you hear him muttering, it's because he wants his veggie straws. But on top of that steak, I had 2 fried eggs, which were cooked in coconut oil. So again, we've got some more fats, translucent fats, trans fats, saturated fats, and we had some more protein from the eggs. We also had 500 grams of white potato again. So I was testing my body to see, my arm's killing, testing my body to see how I'd react to more potato rather than rice. And we got a definite answer in that, which my body was struggling to digest the potato. So when I come to carb up for the Arnold, I now know I'm going to stick to rice rather than potato. So although I was in pain and although it was a horrible process, it kind of needed to be done because I wanted to see what I'm going to carb up for the Arnold, and I don't want to make any mistakes at the Arnold. So crossing every T, dotting every I. I think that's what they say. I had some asparagus, which is not really important on that meal. And oh, mate. Oh. And then I crammed in a banana after, just for some fast-acting carbs. So yeah, like I said, I apologise I didn't film it. It's obviously a bit of an anticlimax to come to the end and just see me rattling on, and you didn't see the last meal, but diet brain, along with in a lot of pain with my stomach, that's what it resulted in. So apologies on that, but I'm going to end the video here. Thank you for watching. Like I say, we're just under 2 weeks out. When this video comes out, we'll be under 2 weeks out from the Arnold, and we are where we need to be. Still got work to do, still got a lot of posing practice to do. I need to perfect that posing, but we are on track, and I really appreciate your support. So thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to the channel. I know I haven't been as active as I should have been on there, this prep, but my focus has been on getting ready for this Arnold and not content as much. But Dada, he wants his veggie straws. But anyway, please subscribe to the channel. I hope you've liked this video, and comment in the comments below on what you want to see next. Cheers guys, I'll see you in the next video. Take care, bye.